Greetings, shadowy viewers. This is Tovrosh Pazan with the iPadBoardGames.org review of Fairy Tale. The popular gateway game Seven Wonders was originally slated to come to the platform last April or May, and then suddenly it wasn't, and no one quite knows what happened, only that it's gone dark. While we wait, possibly forever, for that to change, the anime-inspired Fairy Tale is making the rounds. Are you draft material? Fairy Tale nominally tells the story of a fantasy kingdom under attack from dark creatures known as shadows. This epic battle is played out via 4 rounds of drafting 5 cards each. Each round begins with a 5-card draft. From an initial hand of 5 cards, you'll choose one, then pass the remainder to the player on your left or right. Direction changes based on the round. From that batch of 4, you'll choose one, pass the rest, and so on until you've built your hands of 5 cards. Once your hand is built, you'll play 3 cards one at a time. Each player selects a card and plays them simultaneously. There are various card effects that can trigger, and a helpful graphic reminds you of the order of precedence for each action. Actions occur simultaneously within their priority tier. This continues for 4 rounds. Your own cards are displayed in a highly visible tableau on the right, with mini boards for each of your up to 4 opponents in the lower left. This allows you to quickly glance at each tableau and the current score based on what's face up. Scoring is based on card combinations, so it's always in flux. Over the course of gameplay, cards can be turned face down, removing their scoring combo from play, or turned back up again. After 4 rounds of drafting, the highest scoring tableau wins. Fairy Tale is a very straightforward game. The drafting mechanic isn't part of the game, but rather is the game. This makes it a great introduction to the concept of drafting, and fairly easy to teach. Multiplay and local pass and play are both options, but as with most games that aren't huge releases, we had a hard time finding opponents online. Solo play can either utilize the campaign mode, which unlocks increasingly more advanced AI opponents, or a single game customized with the opponents, AI or human, and rule set that you see fit. There are actually 3 sets of rules to choose from to determine the complexity of play. The novice rules are freely available and utilize about half the features of the cards. The expert and expert 2 rules add 20 and 10 cards respectively, and add new wrinkles that both increase the player interaction and add a lot more options for scoring. In an interesting move, the novice rules are free to try, with the expert rules costing $5 and $3 for individual downloads, or a bundle available for $6. The tutorial is fairly interactive as far as that goes, but it's amazingly predictable. Each round of drafting, you'll draft the leftmost card, and then you'll play the leftmost card each turn of the gameplay phase. The big arrows make it very obvious what goes where. In between the arrows are slides of text that cover both the rules of play and some basic strategy elements. Though the insight is welcome, it's clear that English isn't the developer's first language. A bit more care and localization would have gone a long way. Ultimately, Fairy Tale is a fairly basic drafting game, and it's really basic without the expert rules. To that extent, the try before you buy functionality of the pricing model almost does the game a disservice, as the novice rules are far less interesting than the complete game. The app itself is serviceable but won't win any UI awards. The artwork is pretty, but the design is somewhat cluttered, especially with the insistence of bilingual cards. As with most card games we've looked at lately, this one gets the job done, but not much more, and is unlikely to appeal to most that aren't already fans. Hey, they can't all be Star Realms.